We're following a breaking story from the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office this morning.
A juvenile is dead after a vehicle crash while Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's deputies were trying to initiate a traffic stop on Broad Street this morning. Sheriff Tony Mancuso joins us on Zoom this morning with details. Sheriff, thanks for joining us. Tell us what happened. I believe this was right in front of the school board office on Broad, right?
Well, that's where we saw the car, a black Hyundai that didn't have its lights on. Officer calls in the tags, gets just past the school board office, turns on his lights, and the car just takes off at a high rate of speed. They were doing about 35 miles an hour when he turned on his lights, and smoke came from the car from his tires squealing. That's how fast he took off. I did watch the in-car video, and he took off. He went through the light at Highway 14, which was a red light. We actually stopped for the light, made sure we could make it through the intersection. He did almost cause a wreck. I'm talking about the suspect. Probably another 15 seconds later, he's crashed at the corner of Broad and 6th Street, which is where Homsey's grocery is. So unfortunately, the driver was deceased at the scene, and the passenger has some pretty serious injuries. So it's unfortunate. My hearts and prayers go out to this family. This is terrible. If they would have just stopped and taken their ticket for having no lights on, we wouldn't be in this predicament. And it's really a shame. It's heartbreaking. But we have turned the crash over to the Lake Charles Police Department. They work wrecks inside the city limits. State law dictates that, so they're working the crash and that part of the aspect. We did find some evidence in the car that may appear to have been some other illegal activity going on. We're going to follow up on that, and we did find a purse that didn't belong to either one of the people in the car. We have still not made notification of who the car belongs to, so we don't know if the car is stolen or a family member's, but it does not match either one of their names. So there's a lot more to this that needs to be investigated and taken care of, but it's unfortunate, and I'm hesitant to call it a pursuit because the whole incident lasted maybe 45 seconds, certainly under a minute, from the time he turned his lights on to the time they actually crashed. So this happened about 3 o'clock this morning, started at basically the school board office on Broad Street, ended at Broad and 6th Street, just about maybe a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile away.
And Tony, again, you were saying it was a 17-year-old that was driving and a 14-year-old passenger?
That's correct. The driver was pinned up under the car, not under the car, but under the dash. Fire department came, Acadian came, and they pronounced him dead at the scene. They did get him loose from the car so that Acadian could work on him, but he was already passed away.
Sheriff, I understand you cannot release names right now pending notification of next of kin, but I want to clarify, a 17-year-old driver, and was it a 14 or 15-year-old?
15-year-old, just turned
15
just a few days ago, and we probably won't release the names at all anyway because they're juveniles.
True.
But it's just a sad turn of events. Right. It's anytime something like this happens, your heart breaks for everybody involved. The families that are involved, policemen were pretty shook up that were out there. So, nobody likes this when this happens, and it's just unfortunate. So,
Sheriff Tony Mancuso, again, letting us know about a short pursuit that happened this morning on Broad Street. 17-year-old driver killed, a 15-year-old injured, I understand, Sheriff. Was
yes,
that 15-year-old?
He is still being treated at the hospital. I don't believe it's life-threatening. I do think he's got some broken bones, but at this point, I don't think it's life-threatening.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for joining.